What is up, everybody? How you doing today? Welcome back to the Hunter Call the Wild, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a fallow deer guide for any of those of y'all who are interested in trying to find the most recently added great one fallow deer. And I will say, the great one fallow deer, it looks amazing. My favorite, I don't know if y'all seen it, are the horns that they kind of look like an Irish elk. They look really cool, and I definitely want a great one that looks like that. So, like I said, I just kind of wanted to show y'all a little bit of how I've got my setup done and what are some of the best things to do when you're trying to grind for the fallow deer great one. And then also have a couple of trophies to show y'all at the end, because we are now currently 449 kills into this grind with 3 diamonds, 2 trolls, and 2 rares. So, you know, it's coming along pretty good. I definitely can't complain. It's been a little slower than many of the other fallow deer grinds I'm used to, but, you know, that's alright. It'll probably pick up pace eventually. I'm just hoping that this doesn't take like 2,000 kills. Alright, so fallow deer are a class 4 animal. Max weight estimate range 82 to 100 kilos. You know, the metals, 104 for silver, 187 for gold, 249.99 for diamond. Again, though, that's not too important when you're trying to find the great one, which, you know, he varies quite often from rack to rack, and it's really not one set thing. They can be found on Hirschfeld and Te Awaroa and Emerald Coast, by far the best map being Te Awaroa, and I will say the reason for that is because the fallow deer on this map are very set in one location. They're only on this eastern part of the map. Emerald Coast and Hirschfelden, the fallow deer are all over the entire map. But here on Te Awaroa, they're condensed, we'll say. I think that's the best way to put it. They're condensed into a much smaller area, which means there's a lot of fallow deer in a lot less space, which makes it a lot easier to grind for them. This lake here that we're at, the inlet up here, is probably my favorite lake for fallow deer. It has definitely the most numbers for me. It's actually where I found both of my rares. But, you know, you can just, it's easy to set up, put a tent here, tripod, tent in the middle, tripod, and then you can just ride the ATVs around to save yourself to have more tents for later. I don't usually, in any of the fallow deer grinds that I've ever done, I don't usually set up this coast. I mean, you can run it every couple hundred kills to make sure that you don't have anything, you know, special that's spawned here, like a solo male or something. But I don't usually set up this coast. It's just difficult to hunt. You spook a lot of them. There's not a lot of room for tents and that sort of thing. I do still need to set up this lake. I know I have a couple of herds on this lake. However, I don't have it set up yet. This lake right here is a lake that fallow deer did not used to be at. However, they are here now all along this edge of it right here. So I would definitely recommend setting up that lake. The river from right up here all the way down is a very good place. And then this part of the coast here is very good. Those ducks are super noisy and they're driving me nuts. Get out of here, please. Thank you. So then these two lakes used to have fallow deer, but they do not anymore. I think I had like one solo male zone here before the update, but that was it. But this whole coast has fallow deer. All these areas, kind of like in this general area, they all have fallow deer. Okay, and it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be very condensed into here. There's really no best way, I would say, to set up your map. There's not a standard approach because, as we've discussed previously, everybody's map is just a little bit different, so you're never going to have the same zones in the same places. I mean, yeah, you may have some similar zones. A lot of people have a zone right here, and actually this zone gets bugged a lot and they get stuck in the water. A lot of people have that zone, but it may not be in the exact same location for every single person, so it's just going to vary a little bit here and there. Now, when it comes to the loadout that I like to use, this is my grinding loadout right here. I carry with me, so here it is, my grinding loadout. I carry with me the Virant 22, the Zarza 308, just because you can get the fastest follow-up shots with the 308. Make sure you have your polymer tips, and then I like the truncated cone bullets for the 22. I think they work the best. They're a little more powerful. You know, you can, if you see a duck on the way, whatever, you can shoot it. But really, I like to use this if there's something in the distance that I need to get its attention and get a better broadside shot. You know, if there's a level 5 or something, I'll use that. I like to use the Argus scope because if I'm taking further shots, I need to be able to see. Most people like to use the Hyperion. You can swap these out and use whichever you please. That's the great thing about this. You can do it however you like. Like I said, the Argus scope gives you more zoom, but the recoil is a little harder to manage. The Hyperion, I have a hard time aiming with the Hyperion. Like, it's just not enough zoom for me. But like I said, it's different for everybody. I don't carry any collars, consumables. There's no room for them. And then I have my regular binoculars and tents and tripods. That way, in case the stupid beavers knock over my tent or tripod, I can always set one back up if I need to. So that's kind of what I like to do with my setup. Alright guys, so when do you want to hunt the fallow deer? The time range for their drink zones, which is by far the most optimal time to try and grind for them, is from 10 a.m. to 1300 in the afternoon. That's when you're going to see most of the fallow deer around the water. However, I have a tendency to set the time for, I would say about 1100 is usually what I set the time for, just because the fallow deer, they take a little while to get into their zone. You want to make sure that they're all in their zones. That way you don't have to keep coming back and forth to zones you've already been to. It's a whole lot more efficient to do it that way. So that is my recommendation. Now, one thing I would like to do before we end is just show a quick little clip of a nice fallow deer that I shot in this zone right here in front of us on live stream when we were just setting up the grind. So far already we've killed 32 fallow deer, which is high. Travis, you might want to stay. Don't go yet. Do not leave yet. Look what we just found. And I think he's a white. I think so. And yeah, actually no, he is a white. I can't shoot, but we did. Did we get that guy on the follow-up? No. But yeah. So hey, I mean, you know what? That's not bad. That should be our first diamond. And I think, like I said, I think he's a white. So let's go pick this guy up real quick. Hanging up on the ATV. Almost guaranteed. I didn't even look at the estimate. I just... The melon, the chocolates are hard to tell about. Yeah, I could see how that could be an issue. I can see how that could be an issue. Let's see what we got right here. And, yep, white diamond fallow deer, 255.9. Not a monster, but definitely not bad. That is pretty sweet. That is awesome. There we go, guys. Well, you know, I don't know. Not quite what I was expecting. But, I mean, hey, I'll take it. That was pretty early on. So, I mean, white diamond fallow deer, that is awesome. Let's go. Yeah, no, and that was a very, very nice white diamond fallow deer. I think that new fur type is amazing. I absolutely love it. And cannot wait to get a chocolate diamond from this grind, which I'm sure, you know, I'm sure that will happen soon enough. But he was a white, just like this guy right here, in the exact same zone. And, you know, I'm just happy to have that now. So, guys, with all that said, I think that's all I can do for y'all. The rest of it is up to you. You have to get out there, get as many kills as you can, and try and get that great one. You can use herd management if you want. I'm not going to fuss at you for using it. I'm not one of those people who likes to argue about that sort of thing. It's a video game. Get on with your life. Regardless, you can use it. If you don't want to, don't use it. That's fine. I'm not using it in this grind. I'm just shooting everything. Level 2s, level 3s, 4s, and 5s. Hopefully level 10 eventually. So, yeah. With that said, hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you found it helpful. And I will see you next time.